Hey, it's your girl Mia, and you're now watching NFS Stories.
This is DJ Marvelous, and you're watching NFS Stories.
What up, everyone? It's your boy Francis here with another episode of NFS Stories. I'm with my two special guests, DJ Marvelous and the lovely Mia. Today we're going to be talking about the big question of it all. What is going on with the nightlife? DJ Marvelous, you here? You already know how it is going on the nightlife. So let the audience know what you think of it. Let them know what you be doing. We're going to talk more in details along with Mia right here too. She's going to explain to us her job in details and what she thinks the nightlife is going through. So which one of y'all want to go first? First thing is, do you think the nightlife is going good or not?
I think the nightlife is strifing the way it is in New York City. Being grown up as a 31 DJ for, I have the roll that in again. Me in the nightlife as a DJ has been probably one of the best experiences I've had in my entire life, in the sense of growing up in a family where we just always used to party and all that. Like, you're always surrounded. As a Spanish person, there was never a day that Saturday never came up that somebody was having to celebrate a birthday, having to celebrate some type of congratulations, you've won this award, or you having to get this promotion. There was always something to celebrate about. So here in New York City, there was always something to celebrate. So the nightlife, it's always just gonna be something that the lights never turn off. You're always gonna find something around.
Mia, you agree with that?
I do, but besides, the whole celebrations in regards to the ceremonies, family events, putting that aside in regards to the nightlife itself and venues and, clubs and lounges, I feel the nightlife has had its ups and its downs, especially now that we went through COVID. It was a little harsh, for the nightclub and the nightlife to send out again.
Okay.
But I do agree, the lights are always going to be on, and they're always going to be, like DJ Marvel said, something to celebrate.
Okay. Mia, how long you been being a manager in the nightlife? Like, what was you doing before you was a manager?
Before I was a manager, well, I've been part of the nightlife for almost 5 years now. I started off as a promoter, for every Thursday nights, till, COVID hit, like, right away. Like, I think I started promoting in October, and then, November, December, and then January hit, and COVID started. Once we started opening again, I got hired as a waitress. So I started from Thursday night promoters to waitress, being a waitress, to then, being pulled out of being a waitress to be a promoter full-time weekends, and, right hand to the owner, manager. And then from there, I lasted about 4 years and such. And then I want to say I have been a manager now for 8 months.
I've noticed that you emphasize the word promoter. Can you really define that for me and Johnny real quick?
Promoter. So, funny story, short. When I used to come out and I used to I used to follow a group of DJs. It was a crowd. And I was offered to be a promoter by one of the DJs. I was like, what is that? I didn't know what a promoter, did. I didn't know what it was. So for me, it was more like the person who took me under their wing to show me how to promote. It was more of socializing. It was more of going to different events, different venues to meet different people, meet new people. And then, get acquaintance, let them know this is what we're doing. I have this party going on. I have this event. Why don't you come through one day? Let me know your experience in regards to my event. So if there's anything I need to improve, I can go ahead and do that. So it's mostly when you promote, it's not just about posting flyers and putting stuff on social media, or, shouting out or letting a person say, hey, here's a flyer. It's more about socializing, having them to get to know you, and it's about the vibe. I feel like if you don't have the vibe, people are just gonna be like, no, I'm good.
Johnny, you've been DJing for quite a while, and the way how you've been DJing, by far, really excellent, by far. The way Mia just described on the job of promoter, you being a DJ, can you agree with her in that sense on how she defined a promoter is, or you have your own point of view of being a promoter when also DJing?
So I think what it is it's So what I've noticed in the nightlife is that a lot of promoters, um, they tend to follow a certain structure, and it's been that way for a very long time. So in certain events that I've been to, that though it's not the club life, I've seen they do the same thing. These are still promoters promoting something. I think a big interesting part of promoting is that how is it that you do it versus going by the structure. So I usually like when promoters tend to make skits. I like promoters who explain a little bit more about what's going on for this nightlife. It's been the traditional come at this night. These are the bottle services, and this is what's going to happen for this particular night. And I think what could strive a lot of better for a promoter and for the business itself is if they kind of keen on more on that personal aspect, just like what makes this place a lot better than this other place that's happening exactly at the same time.
Not to cut you off, but do you think, and we're not talking about like, just the audience to know, we're not really talking about promoters. We're just, also just saying what Mia was basing everything off of. For both of y'all, do you believe, and, next episode we'll be having promoters on here, so if anyone's watching it, be ready. Do you believe that whether it's a club or a lounge, a promoter's job is the same thing? Is it their job to bring in the income to the business, the club or the lounge?
Well, I always speak to my staff and I speak to the promoters. The more, we bring, the more people that we invite, the more that, how full the venue is, the more money we all make. So yes, the promoters do bring income, just as the staff as well. Some of the staff also promote in regards to bringing their own people. And, I always support that and I always encourage that and I always try to push everyone. The more we bring, the more we make. So for me as a manager and, how I was a promoter, it's easy for me to bring people as well. But for a promoter, they do bring the income. And I think it's a big part of the venue itself to be known as well.
No, I think that's very true. I think promoters, especially I have a few friends that also used to promote certain spots that were very, very high in regards. They are basically the backbone in some sense of certain clubs, especially clubs that are really, really known because they are the ones that usually bring in the clientele. The club already in itself is already open for these people, but for promoters, they really need to do what they can in order for these clients to come in and spend the amount of money that one would believe that'll be for a great time, which, everything has a price to pay. And as long as I know that what I'm paying for this certain night is going to be worthwhile, then, it's okay with me.
It's excellent you bring that up because now I'm actually now wondering from what you said and what you just said, I am curious, being that you work being a promoter and now currently manager, but you've been bartending and all moving up the ranks, but you also been DJing for many years. My next thing is there actually a huge difference on it's our lovely bartender. She is bringing a little taste for our lovely Mia.
Thank you.
Can we get a shot of that though?
Pumpkin spice espresso martini.
Ooh,
This is what they don't sell in Starbucks.
pumpkin spice.
Thank you.
This video was brought to you by.
You're gonna have to cut that off real quick.
But getting back to this. Now, is there really a difference on both of you being customers versus both of you working in the nightlife? Whoever wants to answer first,
I would speak about the customer perspective. A customer perspective in the nightlife is something that it's the same experience when you just know where you're getting yourself into. So it's either that you're going to be the one having to pay for the whole bill or you're going to be the one having to split with amongst your friends, however it goes. But I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to come to this club. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to dance. I'm going to listen to great music by DJs out there that really create the atmosphere for these places. Me as the customer, again, I just want to make sure that as I'm indulging in my drinks, I'm talking to my friends or whatever kind of activities we got going on for this certain night, that the music plays a big part in that night. You could have the best service, and if you could agree with me, your girls, the guys that work for you, or anybody that works for you, they could give the best service. And I think even with all that, if the music ain't right, do you believe it's gonna do anything for your club or any club at all?
No, I mean, I do agree that the music has a big part, and I'm always, I don't know if you've ever seen me work, but I'm very, very picky in regards to like, I do like the DJs to interact with the customers, with the crowd, only because they see, you know, what they're vibing to. Now, sometimes I have DJs who interact with the crowds, and the crowds, you know, get hyped because, oh, you know, the DJ's, you know, acknowledging me, the DJ's seeing what I like, and he's putting the music I'm into right now. It does have a lot to do with the venue itself. Now, as a customer's point of view, I guess because I'm a manager and I've been in the industry for like almost 5 years, I am very picky with the service. So sometimes I'm at the event or the venues, and I'm just like, I would have done it differently, or I would have had her done it differently, or I would have told her this, and smile, or a lot of waitresses, bottle girls still give a lot of attitude, but it's more like,
that's
okay.
crazy how you bring that up. Not to interrupt you, but like, okay, so let's get back to like the start of this video. Let's change it up. What makes the nightlife fun / profitable? Because you both have experience in every aspect: promoting, working, music, bartending, managing. You both have a huge experience. Letting them both worked with teams in the past and in the future. I can tell. So what makes the nightlife really fire, really amazing, and bring profit to the business? Because we see the promoters have their job. You spoke on and brought up, like, as a customer's point of view, both of you, in the sense that how can I put it in layman terms? It doesn't matter if the music's trash, but if I have good service, I'm gonna come back. Oh, if the music's good but the service trash, I might come back because the spot's popping, but it's gonna need work. So what is really the key to success to having a good night? I guess we could bring it up, because since we're talking about why the nightlife is failing, let's go on and now try to figure out, since whether we think if the nightlife is failing or not, what makes a good night right now in today's society?
I think, well, I want to say the music, the DJ itself, the music that they provide, the entertainment, basically. More in regards to the customer service, I am the type of person that's tell you, listen, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're having a bad day, but, we want to have a good time. Also, as the customers, also the approach to the waitress, to the bottle girl. You don't want to be rude just because you're, having a good time. You're there spending money. They're doing their job. So, if they could be in a bad mood, I can be like, how are you? Make a small conversation just for them to be like, oh, okay, so I like her because, she's nice. So I'm going to come back to her. So it's the type of way you approach people back and forth as a waitress, as a customer. And then that's when you start enjoying your night, only because you made, a connection with the person or a small conversation, and now the music is bomb. So now I'm like, okay, so now I'm having a good time. So it really depends, I guess, on the person.
Speaking in the DJ perspective, I've been DJing since I was 18. I just want to be very clear when I say that. I've been around I've been around music for so long. Again, I was born in the Bronx, by, let's say, Fordham, and in that area there's it's a melting pot of a lot of people. Again, I'm Ecuadorian, just to let everybody know. So Ecuadorians are not really known for interacting with certain different of culture, because we're very kind of keen on it, and especially like back in my motherland, they're very keen on their own country. Being here in New York, it had kind of given me a whole new perspective of just like what music is about. So really fell in love with like Dominican music, and when I say Dominican music, I mean bachata. So
Wow.
I think having to put my foot in the door to learning what other music is gave me that kind of openness to other music. So me having to grow up, I was very keen on listening to music like that, bachata, merengue, salsa, reggaeton, old school. Especially love old school.
Oh, I'm big on old school.
Super old school, and I think that old school really did a lot for music as it is today for new reggaeton artists. But my point with this is that I've opened my whole palette of music. So when I started to become a DJ, it happened during my senior trip. One of my guys had a laptop and he had like this DJ program, virtual DJ. And from there is where I started because I had the hardware for that. Now I just needed my music knowledge in order to put that into perspective into this this hardware. So fast forward, getting into these places played a huge part for me because I knew my arsenal was so wide that I knew that if people really weren't engaging, I could just do maybe a little bit of reggaeton and maybe a little bit of dembow to kind of get it started, because particularly those genre of music, you don't really need people to engage with one another because it just starts. They dance with themselves. And I think that's when it starts to continue to become something more of the night because people are already starting to engage.
That's a great description. Like, you really studied that one.
He did.
You're right.
I try.
Okay.
Yo, for real, that's a great description. I'm like, you had me and her like, damn.
Damn. Like, you drew me a whole picture right now.
Word. Like, okay, so, being based off both your answers, let's talk about last night. Just to let you guys know, we're airing this today on Saturday, but it'll be on YouTube on Monday. So we're gonna definitely talk about the whole, Tyson and Jake Paul.
Why do I live in New York?
Let's just get past the nitty gritty on it. Mia, start off with you. Being that you was working, right?
Yes.
Did it bring profit to the business?
No, we actually didn't promote the fight.
Wow.
We didn't promote the fight because being in a venue, you have to have, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not a license, but the fight has to be paid for, especially when it's a venue.
I don't think a lot of people in the club or business know that you need a license just to air the fight.
I don't think it's a license. That's why I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I know that they have to pay in regards for them to be able to promote the fight in any venue.
But even though it's on Netflix, you need a license to air something.
You see, that's what I found. I found it weird because when it's on Netflix, like we played it on my account, right?
Right.
But I didn't promote the fight. What I did promote was the soccer game. I think it was Colombia versus Uruguay. That I was able to promote, but the fight I wasn't. Which there was another venue, that is bigger than the one I was working last night, that did promote it. And I was like, well, it's a bigger venue. Maybe, they paid it off, or, I could be wrong.
Did you speak to anybody about having to play that game for that certain night? Like, did you speak to anybody like you needed permission to be like, I need to play this? Because I think the reason why maybe your or somebody else's venue couldn't play is because you're technically marketing.
Correct.
And then it could be profitable. So because you're making money out of it, it's just like a whole copyright issue.
Exactly. I think that's what it is.
So if you were to promote it, then that would be a big issue. Maybe if you had already played it, like, oh, people are coming in just thinking it's a regular night, and then all they see is that they're playing the fight. Now that I think that's two different things. And you're not playing it based on
We promoted we didn't promote the fight, but it was more like a word by word.
But I get Johnny's point of view. I get the DJ's point of view, because if you are trying to figure out why the nightlife is failing, it's situations like this. People are gonna be wondering, like, oh, me as a customer, I want to go here, but if I don't know if you guys are gonna be showing something that I want to be interested in, then that's gonna hurt your business. And then, let's say me and DJ Marvelous just want to come pop a bottle, but it's empty, there's no women, there's nobody partying, it's just dead. It's like I want to say statistically like a 25% chance we're going to stay because we want the peace and quiet. Well, sorry, you're in a lounge, in a bar, in a club. There ain't no quietness, but you want the peace and you want to just have the chill moment. So you want to enjoy it. But then that's the point of a bar.
A lounge, yeah.
Yeah, that's majority of what that is for.
Yeah,
but,
I always say I'm sorry to.
But like if you no,
but,
that's not right, because if you're marketing
right.
that, because that's always like the biggest question is like it's on Netflix, and what you said, I feel like there was a good amount of people that didn't advertise the fight, but then it's like I feel like you are right. You do need a license because pay-per-view. So if you're paying per view, but you're showing that in a business with 100 people, we need permission or license. But
there's a fee that you need to pay, I believe.
But being that it's Netflix and it's free, I don't think Netflix has like a law where you can't show that to nobody else. But if it's like 100 people in my apartment or my store or my business, I can show it to whoever I want. But advertise, that's actually a big question because if we're gonna be talking if anyone that's watching this video is trying to figure out the success to running a business or if the nightlife is going to thrive or fail, I guess we can be having more questions like, hey, I want to have a business. Being that Netflix is growing, because they're going to be airing wrestling next year for 2025 and other live events, do we need permission or license to air something which is on our account? I don't believe Netflix has a business account, so that's really the next question right there, because you're like, oh yeah, I got the girls, I got the bottles, I got the DJ, but we got no customers, and it's already having a problem. Like, oh, how do you get customers to come? We got promoters, but then how many times have you had a promoter advertise the wrong thing will cost you a lot?
I've never had that issue.
Really?
I don't think I've had that issue.
Yo, God bless you.
I don't think I've had that issue.
Okay, yo, Johnny, as a DJ, how many times have you gone to DJ and it's like it was a lot of miscommunication? I feel like communication is the biggest key when it comes to not just the nightlife, but just life in general. People fail to communicate. Yo, aside from nightlife, we've all had jobs, daytime, even family and friends. Yo, communication is so big. I just think like, not to cut you off, but like, yeah, here you go, Johnny. Like you were saying.
So, we were talking about the communication portion when it comes to this. Can I just make sure the question is right?
No, yeah.
Are you asking the communication between me and the venue or me and the team behind the venue?
Both. Like
okay.
It's more like, whether you're DJing or being a customer, we should have said this in the beginning of the whole effing video. Like, yo, communication is key to running anything in life. So if you want to know if the nightlife is failing or not, maybe because of the lack of communication. Like, yo, Johnny, remember that party we went to? Oh, nah. Why? Because you didn't tell me about that party. You didn't call me. You didn't tell me to pull up. Same as, with the whole fight from yesterday. How did you guys do? I would assume you guys did good because it was a big fight. And I think, I'm not saying I side with Jake Paul, but I say financially getting Netflix to air that, I think that was a great financial move. But if you wasn't able to get the business financially income when you had an opportunity last night, then that's a kind of a wonder, like, why is the nightlife failing on situations like that? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yes,
I think there's certain limitations. Just me as a DJ, in perspective, I've had a video that I had up on my Instagram. I don't know if it's up there, but if you do see it, check it out. Right now, currently, I'm getting certain appeals that I'm using copyright issues.
wow.
Now,
We've had that.
the good thing about this is that before I started the video, I had put it all rights go to whoever owns these songs, and I'm not making no money off of it, and I never made no money off of it. But here we are still fighting, and I think what it is, it's the limitation of certain things where we would talk about as middle class people, there's certain things that we don't know as far as licensing goes. So if we're in the business of music or in the arts, and if we want to use somebody else's platform, then I think it's something that we just need to learn a little bit more about, because there are certain things that we're not allowed to do. Now, I think it's just loopholes.
Nah, I get you. So, John, I'm not to cut you off, but like, we're gonna be doing that a lot in this video. But like, you say you was in
It's the drink. Shout out Jen.
Yo, shout out to Jenny.
These drinks got us cutting each other. We're being very rude. I don't want to be rude. I want to be very polite with these drinks.
Yo, so you mentioned how you from the Bronx, right? Born, raised, and you always held down, but you traveled all over. You know,
Yes,
as a DJ.
I've been in certain different states and out of the country.
Partying as a customer, growing up in the Bronx, being a DJ all over the 5 boroughs. Do you feel that, aside from what happened last night with the fight, do you feel that the country's economy is also a reason why the nightlife is failing?
And what's going on? Because Trump is president? What's going on here? I'm good. The same night I slept, right before the decision, the same way I woke up. No, I'm just kidding. So what I think it is economy wise. I mean, it does play a big part. Not to get all political, but if I'm constantly hearing the same thing about,
like, you don't gotta be political, but like, you know, it's like whoever's in charge or not in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had those moments like, damn, I worked really hard, but it's the payout. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the payout equivalent to how much sweat I put into this. That's always been the biggest question in life.
So we always feel that whenever we're done with work, it's like, all right, I want to go out right now. I've had it up to here. It's Friday, it's Saturday. I'm going to spend whatever I just got the check out of, and basically forget about what just happened with this week that just came about, and then just recycle. So I think right now it's a hardship with this economy that's going through. So I think it's just being really smart about your money. Be like, know where you want to do it at, know when you want to play. Because if you're constantly playing over and over again, then I think at this point you're the one that's gonna have the wallet taken away from you because you're just being irresponsible. But I think everybody deserves to be at least once in a while and splurge the way they can. I think everybody has one life, and you know, having one life is just that you have a lot of opportunities you need to take, because if you don't take them, then you know, what are you really living for?
Yo, I think Johnny's like part Asian. Yeah, you can't ask this guy questions.
It's
like,
my eyes. It's my
I would
eyes.
be like, no, party all the time you want,
Yo,
every night.
You ever notice that
I've done.
when Johnny? You ever notice that when Johnny's like answering a question, dude? Why his questions are be like
We're like,
so
oh my god,
philosophical.
so absolutely right.
It's whatever this is. I won't say the name because I don't want to get. If this makes profit,
Yo, what?
I appreciate whoever made this
Oh,
and what is inside.
Yo,
By the way, amazing.
thank you, Jenny.
Not sponsored by Starbucks. Cheers.
Yo, great service.
I told you that taco truck
Thank
is right
you.
next to me. I'm gonna need it right after
Yo,
this.
we're gonna take a break. After this, we'll be back more with Mia and DJ Marvelous. All right, and we're back. 2-part episode of what is going on with the nightlife. Is it failing? We're still trying to figure it out. So, like, we bring back with the question to Mia. Do you think the economy has a huge part to play on the reason that the nightlife is failing?
Yes, of course. Of course, I do think so.
I mean, no, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't. I mean, I agree with you and what Johnny said previously too about the nightlife and the economy playing a huge part. Doesn't matter who's in charge, because it's kind of like, doesn't matter what day we go out. I've noticed that sometimes people be price gouging. Since after this COVID thing, people be head cracking with these prices. Like, I'm not trying to pay $18. We'll even. All right, indulge me, Johnny. What is the price of a margarita in your head?
Ranges from 17 to 20 average.
Jesus Christ, where
Where
you go
you
get
go?
word like?
Where do you go?
A margarita?
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's not on the deal? If it's okay, so at least one, I don't order it. I order Hennessy. if I know somebody that orders it, it's usually because it's a certain hour, like happy hour or something like that, or just like
Okay.
our margaritas is this price. So if it's that price we're talking about, then I guess maybe the range of $7 to $10, give or take. Am I saying the wrong price?
Nah, I would.
Yo, bro, I'm sorry. The first time,
Happy
yo.
hour. For happy hour, it's probably like a $6 to $7 a margarita, regular one. I would say regular time hours, it would be from $14 to $16 a margarita.
Okay.
in my head.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fine. That's,
Well, okay. Well, wait. Hold on.
That would make more sense. Okay. That's
Hold
fine.
hold on. Hold on. Because I always say this, not to be an a-hole, but I always say never, ever, ever count the price of what you see on a bill, because you gotta always put tip in.
Or the
So-
tip is already included.
So, yeah.
And the gratuities already included.
But that's always a
Also, it'll
gamble
come out to
too.
$20.
Thank you.
You were right. Yes.
Thank you.
You were
So
right.
Johnny's
You were right.
DJ Marvelous. That's why he's DJ Marvelous.
Oh,
Like,
so you guys would count it as like a tip itself.
Yes.
To be, like the final price.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
because if I'm paying 14, I am gonna give Shorty like a $5 tip. So basically, yeah, $19. Rounded off, that's $20 right there.
If it's already included.
I mean, see, that's the question right there. Just
already giving
to
myself
add on,
Damn.
just to add on to both of them, and about the problem with the nightlife. The problem is people don't want to work. You have new generation that don't want to work.
They don't.
Meanwhile, our predecessors are saying that we don't want to work, but we do work. We
We
just
do.
work on our terms. But the new generation don't want to work at all. And the problem is that people are expecting a certain payout for their hard work, and they need to understand sometimes your hard work isn't what's being reflected. Because I could be like, yo, dude, this is not how much I should get paid when I was sweating doing a 3-man's job. But then you have people that work a job and they're barely breaking a sweat. No disrespect to bottle girls. No disrespect to bottle girls. I'm singling them out, but no disrespect to them. But you're really getting a lot of money for just bringing a bottle, and majority of the times it's not really the right way, and some people don't agree with it. But then when I look at, for example, when I went to a certain restaurant with an owl on it, they had great service. Even though I didn't really enjoy what I consumed, pause, I enjoyed the customer service. So I will admit, I guess I could say this on air, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Outback Steakhouse. If I'm going there at night for their happy hour, if I'm going there just to chill with my friends at the bar, like how I'm here with Mia and DJ Marvelous, it's just me chilling with my friends. So I guess it's the next question is, what is the purpose of going out anymore? Mia Love, what do you think is the purpose of going out anymore now?
What is the purpose of a lot of people like to go out, or they have, in their head mentally, I need to go out to release stress, to release the anxiety,
It takes that one manager.
to release the depression. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people suffer from a lot of these things going on, and I'm not saying, I don't, but a lot of people do that.
Let the audience know, from all three of us, it does not hurt to talk to anybody.
It doesn't.
You could talk to anyone. Please, we advise.
Get the help that you need.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's always somebody to lend an ear.
I'm not saying you have to go and pay or see your insurance, but your littlest friend will hear you out. Whether they disagree with you or agree with you, just speak about it, because no matter how much you bottle things up,
Yes.
it will always come out when you respect it. And this is a truth serum. And you drink enough of this or that, you're gonna tell the truth, and it's gonna all come out from what you have bottled in.
Just drink responsibly.
But
That's
yes,
it.
Yes, please do.
As you're saying, Mia.
But yeah, a lot of people say it that way. I've heard, and I have a lot of friends who have told me, "Hey, where are you at tonight? We're gonna go. I feel stressed. I need a drink." That's the sentence that pops out a lot. I need a drink tonight. I had a long day. Work is stressing me out. My boss is stressing me out. My kids are stressing me out. Whoever are
But
stressing
y'all
me
both-
out.
Do you think that the club life and just the work industry are just in cahoots? Be like, yo, I need you to get these people so stressed that they come to my establishment and spend money.
Because
and there's
my
a
day
whole
job
loop.
would stress me out. I like my day job, so I can't really say that it
Really?
stresses me out. I do.
Yo, that's
I
crazy.
do.
That's a real one.
I do.
They always said if you love the
What you
job
do, exactly.
you'll never be stressed.
And I love what I do with the nightlife. I love, I'm so being a manager was one of my biggest goals, and I'm there. So of course I have other goals I want to reach,
Right.
but eventually it'll happen. But yeah, but I do have a lot of people who tell me I need a drink. I need a drink. Like, oh my God, I can't. And I'm like, you know what? You do need. I'm like, you do need a drink, but you know
With a hookah?
with a hookah, with some nice
As
music.
long as the price is right.
Yo.
So that is crazy because it's things like that people take advantage of, whether bottle girls,
That's a good point.
waitresses, DJs, managers, owners.
Oh, they want to hear all your problems.
Of course you. Oh my God! You know what?
Oh,
drink.
wow.
Let's go
man,
have a
yo,
drink.
that job is stressing you out.
Where they're
Horrible,
having
horrible.
the drink, yo. You know what?
You know what?
Let's just get the bottle.
Loosen up. Do what you gotta do. Like, you know what? Honestly, I feel for you. You know what? You get this. That's how I see it as, in a sense of them playing on that role of, like, customers. Now, are they always like that? No.
No, of course
Some are
not.
genuine, definitely for sure. Be like, listen, like, I want to know about in this transaction between us. I want to know what's going on,
Yes.
and then at least make you feel comfortable enough. Be like, you know what? I don't want you to think that I'm an ear to lend, but at least I want to know that I heard you out, and I just want you to enjoy the night. That's how it should be. Because in all honesty, the bartenders, some bottle girls, but maybe bartenders just like, I've heard you out, but I do have a lot of other customers, but I appreciate you sharing that with me.
There's
Like,
a balance.
Yes.
You have to keep
Yeah.
a balance.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Of
But
course.
then you can't really put the blame on, I would say, not to like contradict you, but I want to agree to disagree. You can't really put the blame on the bartender solely because any job you need to set a boundary balance. Give a hand, they take an arm. That's the sucky part. I kind of want to know, in your point of view, thank you. I really want to know, is there like a difference from the places you both been to versus the places that you both worked at?
Wait, in what sense?
Well, like in a sense, like we went to this place in Astoria. It was great. I worked at the spot in Manhattan. It's stressful. I went to this place uptown in Dykeman. Had a blast. I
Okay.
worked in this place in Brooklyn. Freaking dislike it.
So
Is there a difference
well, of course, me DJing in different spots.
versus you being a customer and just going?
So in both, I think just it depends on like what you're doing for that night. So like if I'm DJing for this certain particular place, but then the other night I'm coming in as a customer, it's like I'm kind of already in the realm of know what to expect. So it's hard. You're in both worlds. You can't be, if you're one or the other, then it's a lot better. But if you're a customer that's coming in, I think you judge a lot more on what you do. Basically, you're familiar with where you go, so you judge a lot, and I think that ruins the experience. So it's more of the thing is just like leave this personality at home because you want to come into this space where it's just like you're just a customer.
Why do you go out?
Man, what other reasons not to go out?
I mean,
I think I go out because I was always in the party scene as I grew up, and I just want to put it out there. I love to dance. I'm very big on dancing.
can I throw a curveball at you?
What's up?
Like a whole curveball? So when you just say you go out because you was always in the party scene.
Yeah.
When did you feel like it was enough?
Oh.
Age or time?
I feel like both parts kind of play on it. I know definitely for short time because I'm already at like 1/3 of my lifestyle. I mean, 1/3 of my life cycle where I'm just like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So it's a little bit lessened as far as like time wise. And the other one was honestly, when I go out and I start dancing, I see my check engine brake signal on. My shit is just, I'm cooked. I'm already done. I already have the alcohol in me, and my body just doesn't function as it did like maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm like, you know what? I think I've danced enough. I'm good. Maybe I could just sit down or maybe just chill, talk to my friends. So I think those moments is like, I'll still do it. It's just, I would feel maybe discouraged because I'm just not doing as I used to do way before. Like I wanna go out dancing from wherever it starts to at 4 a.m. where it ends, and now I can't do that no more.
Right.
There's break times now. I need to get my refill. I need to sit down. I need to talk to people, and then I go back to it again.
Mia, do you go out even though you work every night?
You know what? I try not to because it got to a point for me at least that I'm like, no, I'm done. Like I'm sick of the nightlife. Like I work, I'm there in the nightlife because I work and I enjoy it, and I enjoy the time with, if my friends show up, I enjoy the time with the staff, I enjoy the time with, the customers. But there's times like if I'm home, like I don't want to go out. Like I just want to stay home. I'm with my daughter. But then of course there's times where like, you know what? Let me go out because now I'm going out as Mia, not as Mia the manager. I'm going out as like me myself, me and
Mia
myself.
love.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go enjoy myself with my friends. Now let me tell you, I recently went out.
Do tell.
I recently went out on a Tuesday. Who goes out on a Tuesday?
Yo, I just started.
Yo, was it early?
I went to no, it was late. It was late, but it was in the Bronx.
Okay.
And I went to the spot in the Bronx.
Okay.
And I know, and I've been told so many times, the experience in the Bronx is so much different.
Yo.
How different is it? How different is it from where you live at, borough-wise?
Well, a lot of people have told me, we all have a whole.
Be
different
careful. Okay, that's
concept
fine.
of,
That's acceptable.
each
We all know.
boroughs.
Yeah.
So be careful when you go to the Bronx. It could be bad, blah blah. But the times that I've gone out,
Our beautiful food.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. This is the calamari that they just got from outside. I'm kidding. Fresh.
but there's been times like they're like, oh, be careful. If you're going out in the Bronx and this and that. I'm like, listen, I'm a people person, so
Thank you.
if I could get along with everyone, the whole world, I'll do so. But I went out on Tuesday, and it was different because I went with, some of my staff. But we were now friends. We're not working together. We're friends outside of work.
Okay, now we got to bring back the question about the nightlife failing or if it's prospering. We've been changing this title for like, the title is gonna always change, but the topic is, do you think that nightlife is failing? Now, for our audience out there that's been watching this, some of us agree that the nightlife is failing. Some of us agree that the nightlife is not failing. We've been saying so far between Mia Love and DJ Marvelous on our perspective on if it's failing or not, and if it is, how it is. But the fact that it's not. For example, if the nightlife was failing, a lot of businesses would be going out of business. I still see clubs out there still going. And it's like, how are you still in business and you barely got customers? Then again, manager to manager, DJ to bartender, do you put the nightlife of a club and a lounge in the same bracket as these restaurants?
What?
As these restaurants.
You might have to edit this one out. You have to say it one more time. But what do you mean by restaurants?
Like, can you put the places you DJ'd at and worked at, managed, and gone out to compared to like Applebee's and TGI Fridays?
Okay, there you go. No, two different perspectives. I mean, two different atmospheres.
Yes.
People are just there just to eat some decent food, to have a little bit more than decent drinks. I mean, let's be real. Everybody usually goes out there for
It's
the
not a
drinks.
party
I
scene.
go out to eat. I'm gonna go to a lounge, want some hookah, music, and I want some food.
But in the cases for Applebee's and all that, they just don't serve that. There's no atmosphere for that.
There's no hookah.
There's definitely no hookah.
And there's no
And
dance
if they
floor.
did, that hookah would be like in a very like small cup with like the Three Kings charcoal and some whack ass hookah flavor. But what I think is, if you're just saying in restaurants in general, like restaurants that do promote that, but it's more just having to eat versus like having an actual club. Again, it's just perspective. Like, do you want to just chill, eat, and drink, and then that's it, or do you want to just stay up the whole night with your friends, just standing up, don't even worry about food? All you just care is that you're indulging in drinks and just want to hear music and smoke hookah. Like,
I'm sorry, John, but it sounds like you contradict yourself. not to be an a-hole, but you know, when you said before, when I asked you why do you go out, or what is the purpose you think people go out, and you know, you said drinking. I noticed I don't. Well, maybe this has gotten to me, but I don't remember hearing you guys mention you go out with your friends having a good time.
I did say that.
Oh, you did?
I did say that.
I never
Okay.
answered it.
Okay, so this
It's
is
a
strong.
drink.
This is strong. This is strong.
I did say that.
Yo, this is the drink.
It's a drink because I told you I went out on Tuesday and I actually had a good time. It was in the
so
Bronx.
you don't go out just to
Oh no, I can't. No,
surrounded by all it is.
What? Food and this? No, unless, you know, one of my friends tells me, hey, let's go grab a drink, let's go grab some food, then it's different. You know, I go to a different environment where it's like this, you know, we're having a drink, we're having food. It's quiet, it's not crazy. Sometimes it's good to have that, you know, and I like to have that. I don't have to go crazy and, no, we got to go to a club and I need to get a bottle. I don't need that because I see it. And, you know, there's times that I'm working myself and I get myself a bottle and it's, you know, there. But it's more like I would like to experience something different, maybe because I'm too used to the nightlife or I go through it too much. That it goes to a point where, like,
the guy trying to talk to you, the hookah, the DJ playing the same mix, or a different DJ coming through playing something different.
I would say, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. As a manager or as a promoter, we sometimes get harassed, and I've seen the DJs as well get harassed. And now, you know, I've had to back up the females from the DJs. I had to call my security, hello, you know, because the girls with the DJs go crazy. I've had guys who approach me in a crazy way, and I'm like, no, security.
I've seen that before. Now, thank God I've never once ever fought with anybody in the sense of just like any clientele or any had any issues with anywhere I DJ'd at. For the most part, I'm kind of very more callado when just like I'm here to do what I got to do. I want to enjoy what I want to do.
Right.
I want to give you guys the experience of what I want to do, and then I leave out that door. That's it. I think it's because you become too personal with this setting of this place. Maybe you might have DJ'd maybe more than once. If you're a DJ that you DJ this place more than once, then you become familiar with the people there. And then right there, you start linking your personal with your personal. And I think that's when it becomes an issue. I think, again, you can always play exactly where you work at, but if you do too much, I think that
I think it depends on the person, though, on the DJ.
Right.
Because we have a lot of DJs who constantly we have on rotation.
Yeah.
All the time.
We do. We do. And, you know, I've seen these DJs act very professional. Where like, oh, yeah, they're, you know, people go there because of them.
Right.
It's like I said, going back to that, you know, where the promoter and the followers and, you know, having people, bringing people. DJs have followings.
They do.
They have a big following. And majority of the DJs that I work with have a following, which unfortunately I haven't been able, you know, to work with them as much as I want to.
Right.
But they have a following. But being that the case, they still have the respect of the people. They still have the respect of the woman. Now, if a DJ is the type of DJ is like, oh, you know, because don't get me wrong, I know there are DJs out there who like,
that would talk to shorties.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah,
I can get as many as I want, and
That's
you
fine.
know, and then stuff happens, and then that's when the harassment starts because, well, you started that from the beginning,
Right.
Just as promoters and bottle girls and waitresses and even managers, I would assume, you know.
So that's what I was kind of leading to in the sense of, you know, try to do your best to work. And if you want to play, then that's fine. But again, it's just getting more personal because you don't want to shit where you eat.
Of course.
And again, we've as DJs, we've all had our moments. It just really just depends on, you know, how you want to do it. And I don't judge a DJ based on what they do. That's their life. That's their personal thing. It's just as long as you don't create some type of drama in the environment, you can do whatever you want. But that's just my take on it.
Okay, so tell me, like, what you mentioned.
About the nightlife, though.
Yeah.
I never really.
Oh yeah.
answered.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a Hennessy.
I've been waiting for this.
We're gonna take your wing, bro.
This is a calamari. I'm gonna let these bad boys sit for a little bit, but I think a big thing that the nightlife is feeling, at least, I don't want to talk about the city because the city is very different. I want to talk about like places in Brooklyn, places in Queens, places in the Bronx.
Yeah, like when we talk about the 5 boroughs, we don't really talk about the 5 boroughs because, unfortunately, we are been in this earth and this world for so long. How many people do we know from Staten Island?
I don't want to judge too much, but I see.
Counting SI is really rare. Really rare. Counting Manhattan is a no-go because we can't count Manhattan because we know Manhattan doesn't.
It's its own.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's its own environment.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Manhattan is the ace, but Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx is the king, queen, and the jack.
We could say that. I could agree to it.
And Staten Island is the 10.
It's the Joker card that's there that you don't need in the deck. You just kind of take it out. I'm just kidding. No shit.
I did it.
Shout out to Staten Island.
Wow.
So, what I think that the nightlife is failing for is a very, very big thing. I think is the dancing. And I've always wanted to have this conversation. I've heard a lot of guys, basically my friends, that they wanted to have these kind of conversations. And the one thing that I've always known, the dancing portion in the nightlife is very, very, it's basically depleting. It's depleting so much. You have nowadays that everybody wants to stay in their section. They want to take pictures. They want to have conversations, whatever it may be. There's no type of engagement. The engagement is from afar. So, like I said, growing up in the Bronx and going to these parties, I want to give a big shout out to Sofa Lounge. When it used to be Sofa Lounge, now it's called Salsa con Fuego, and they used to do team batches. Yo, when I tell you that these team batches were wild, they were wild. And again, these places, I don't know if you ever had it in Queens. Have you had in Queens team batches? Actually, there was one.
Yeah, Metro.
It was okay.
Glass.
Amadeus.
Oh my God, we're so
no, not Amadeus.
Oh my God,
no, not Amadeus. Not Amadeus.
I'm so old.
Amnesia. It was called
What the
Amnesia.
hell?
Yeah,
Amnesia and Steinway, right next to
my
PC
God.
Richards.
Black Sheep.
I don't know these places.
Good God.
The only place that I've been to was the one in Steinway, the end of Steinway, right next to PC Richards. It was called
Black Sheep.
Amnesia at the time.
Oh yeah, it was Amnesia.
So whatever Amnesia was after, then it was called that. But when I went there, it was Amnesia. Okay, so getting back to this, nightlife is failing because nobody's dancing. Now let's get a little bit into that. From what I've heard from my friends is that I'm not trying to kill the game. Whatever y'all want to do, I don't really care. But I'm hearing that men be groping. They do touchy feely and all that, whatever. Yo, listen, do what you gotta do, man. But keep a space, bro.
Oh,
keep it a buck. Just keep it.
Not professional.
Okay.
Keep it.
Okay, hold
Be a
on.
gentleman.
But I want to finish. I want to finish this point.
God,
So,
yo.
and because the dancing portion of going out has died, you could only do what is pretty much what's known. You're just gonna go there just to drink and converse, and then that's it. But if you're not dancing, then what's really the point of going out? At least somebody that knows how to dance. If you don't know how to dance, then that really doesn't apply to you. But if somebody that knows how to dance and you're not able to dance, it's almost like it's a very hurting feeling. I would hate to go to places that I couldn't dance. That's why I say I don't introduce my hand into this, because you don't really dance. And when I say dance, grinding, winding, dancing bachata, salsa, merengue, whatever those categories are, you can't do that at least a lot in Manhattan. So my point is that kind of engagement is not as it was now than it was before. Because before, everybody used to dance, especially in the house parties and hookies. Yo, if you had a white wall and you had some blue jeans and you was up against the wall waiting for all those girls to dance, 10 minutes later, you just made the bluest spot on that wall because your ass was grinding on that shorty for that long. And then our abuelita literally had to clean that shit up and beat the shit out of you because you fucked up her wall. But it was a great hooky party. But yeah, that's my perspective.
If the touchy feeling is a very huge gamble, because let's be honest, I'm not defending R. Kelly, but we was all bumping and grinding. We was doing everything, preteen, teenage years, shit. You play a Nelly song, we was doing it. We all danced. Okay, let's add it here. Not to be sexist, but men want love. Women want a Pacific love. You see the men trying to get in her DMs, getting her DMs, getting her like picture the guy as a seed, and every DM he's going into is a new root growing. But every time he's talking to a shorty has that whole picture that she's throwing subs on her story on what type of man she wants.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is, not to get off topic, what I'm trying to say is that when we was bumping and grinding, and you get that shorty, you grind, you dance with her from behind, but you show that type of affection where she may be interested, where we showed them that we was interested, but we showed each other our skills.
So now the guys are just banging, that's it.
No, that
nowadays.
depends on the song. That depends on the song.
No, that's every song.
Well, then that's today's generation.
It is today's generation,
But then
which is
why?
very sad.
But then I could flip the script, because if that's the case, what's the between banging to you teasing me and you want money? Her day's sad. Send her $2,000 because she's a Sagittarius. Yeah.
No, I mean I don't know. I mean, I do know. I do. Damn, he got me right there. I do know females that they do that. They do that. Oh yeah, let him fill up on me, or let him bang. So then he can send me.
And that's
whatever.
the lucky ones. There's the ones that they just will twerk, tease, want to play lesbo. No disrespect to the LGBTQ, but want to play the fake lesbo with their girlfriend, fake kiss, blow kiss, hookah kiss, kiss the cheek, fill up on each other. But then you don't want to give the guy the chance, because you're either having that bar too high for us, or you just doing that for one particular male. But at the end of the day, we had a huge, and this is why I said earlier why I feel like the nightlife is failing, because communication was so high to us. I remember going to a chick that I think was cute, dance with her, chill with her, dance with her again. Didn't really talk much, but our communication was so smooth. And I don't care if people say that it's a bad comparison, but it's like animals, birds. All birds, animals, fishes, mammals have like a special dance that they do. Even snakes do it. Like, what's this dude that had that snake song? I forgot. Damn, I can't remember this shit. But what I'm trying to say is that the way we did dance, some people could say it's provocative. And then again, I've never heard anyone say that the way we danced back in the days was provocative. But how did it die and end? I will never, ever know.
I can answer that.
Oh, here you go. Please go on.
Again, it's
Excuse me, man. Beautiful. Hi. Might I have another one? Thank you.
so what I
You give one more margarita, please.
so I, again it's how did it die down?
You can't say Dembo.
No, oh my God, I think Dembo is so crazy because
It shifted the game.
Oh my God,
super
I could write a song of them both.
big shout out to Al Alpha.
Uh-huh.
Just being there, he was very like one of the guys that kind of was in the mix during that. I know for sure when I was in high school, we were listening to DJ Scuff, all the mixes, and then if like through volume 1, 2, 3, and so on, that's what we were kind of like listening to, and that's what you would usually hear at the house parties. Again, I think it's just more. There's guys probably that don't know how to dance. Keep it a buck. There's guys that probably, or at least don't have rhythm, from what I've noticed, and I think.
Bro, I don't have rhythm. I did the.
Oh my God. But you know what? If the girl that you dance with, maybe she don't really.
You've seen guys do that. The little.
They do.
the
I'm like,
wine.
what are they doing? But
but if you
as
think,
girls get what they want, they.
If you think about it, do girls? So okay, if you're a girl, from your perspective, if you're dancing with a guy like that, let's just say that he's approachable, he seems attractive, and he has that kind of rhythm. You still want to keep dancing with that?
No, but I
There
know.
you go. That's it. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
I love a man that can dance, but I've also dated men who can dance, and
Right.
it's like, all right, babe, sit down. It's okay.
You had too much.
Okay, but the question is that he should be asking is, can a male come to you and dance?
But it's depending on how they approach.
Okay,
Come
like-
to me and
Do you-
dance.
do you
yeah.
feel-
Do you
Can I give
feel?
an
Go ahead.
We could dance.
Okay, let's do the usual way. Go up to her, grab her hand, turn her around.
From what I heard, that's not a thing anymore. From what I heard,
Nah,
it's
they
not a
just-
thing anymore.
How do you approach a girl to dance?
Ha-
Educate
You're
our audience.
supposed to approach the woman just like you did, or if it's a bachata or whatever. Hey, would you like to dance? Or the girl would be like, no, or the girl would be like, yeah, sure, of course. But now, if the guy's gonna come and approach a female from behind and start grinding on her, I'm gonna be the first one to turn around and smack the person because it's very disrespectful.
Right.
You don't know me, I don't know you. Don't touch me.
You was doing that.
So
when
to
I
be
was
honest,
there.
that's why I said space. So I remember that used to be kind of the thing. A guy would go right behind the girl, and then they'll start dancing. And what she does is that she'll look back for just 2 seconds and be like, "All right, he looks good enough for me to dance with, or he doesn't look good for me to dance with, and I need to back off," which is fine, is acceptable because. I didn't know how to dance. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know how to dance. I started dancing because one of my friends had a court, and we started learning like a little bit of bachata, merengue. That gave me my sense of rhythm, and then I found out that to gain a little bit more rhythm, I had to start drinking a little bit. So that's where
course.
I remember.
Let it go out, Johnny.
Yeah, I remember going to this one of my cousin's house parties, and I remember that I was gonna dance with somebody, and I knew off rip that I had no rhythm. I was just like, maybe this person might have rhythm, but I might not have rhythm. So I took a little bit of Corona. I took maybe half, and then I was good. I loosened up, and I just started dancing right then and there. Before that time, whenever I tried to dance with somebody, they would judge the shit out of me because I didn't know how to dance. Now, to whoever I might seem approachable to, that's fine. There's moments I have had it. There's moments I didn't. There's moments where I got accepted to dancing because I guess whatever they found attractive, and then there's times where I just got denied, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I've told myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to learn to dance because I never want to be like that person again. But I knew exactly how to do it, which was you just stick your hand out and be like, yo, let's dance. And if they look at you, be like, no, be like, whatever. What I hated the most is just like, fuck, somebody just saw me get denied.
So all right. So, can we agree or disagree that the nightlife is failing because what you both are giving us perspective of? Thank you, my dear. You're amazing. Can we agree or disagree, agree to disagree, that the nightlife shifted and is failing, or maybe not failing, but I see that we kind of see that it's failing a little bit because people are not dancing no more. The DJ doesn't know if the crowd is engaged with him or not. People are just paying just to take a photo and just stand there. But then that's our world. What about the other world where EDC, Electric Zoo, Trance, House, all the parties in Brooklyn Mirage or Williamsburg? Notice that crowd doesn't care of that stigma image that unfortunately the places that we used to go to for a good time is setting now, and yet they can have a Truly's, any of those seltzer beers, and literally have a good time and dance without physically touching each other. I feel like somewhere we failed to adapt. We failed to adapt to that. So I guess I can say you need a host.
I think it's becoming that though, because I think EDC with its crowd, honestly, they already know what they're getting themselves into. They're just listening to music, and they're just seeing their favorite DJ's headline. That's all it really is. You're just there for a great time, great experience. However you do it in whatever manner you enjoy it, but then that's it. I think in the nightlife is exactly the same. To be honest, it's almost becoming like these electronic festivals because all you're really doing is just chilling there, listening to music and just drinking and vibing with your friends. Now, with dancing, so we could be clear, there's no physical touch in the EDC as far as like grinding and all that stuff. All it really is just them like dancing themselves, whether it be the glow lights, shuffling, and that's how they enjoy it. Now, when do you see that in the nightlife in any of these places?
Brooklyn, Queens, or Bronx?
But I'm saying that you don't see them
But it depends. I'm sorry to cut
No,
you
go
off, but
ahead.
I think it depends on. I see it. I see it in the venues that I work at. I see it where people dance bachata, they dance merengue, salsa, even cumbia, Colombian or
Please let me know what I
Mexican.
said. I'll go there.
And the thing is, like for me, for the DJs that I like to work with, I like them to be diverse. Why? Because I want you to play everything. Because the people are here to hear everything.
But unfortunately, me and Love, that's the issue on why the night is failing, because they want to. I think Johnny can agree when I say that you'll have a DJ have that argument to debate with you as the manager because you want them to be diverse, but they have their point of view like, well, I know how to engage with this crowd, or I know.
Oh no, trust me. I've had DJs who tell me, "Listen, I know how to do my job. Don't tell me how to do my job."
Right, but then it's
and
like-
I'm not telling you how to do your job, but if you're reading the crowd, they're not vibing with you.
I kind of feel like if I'm the manager and at the end of the night I'm paying you, as an example, I'm paying you. If she told you to play salsa, why would you talk back to her? Now, are you doing it for the passion or are you doing it for the money?
Again, DJ needs to have range as far as his music knowledge goes. So if he started noticing that these people, he has a crowd that could dance, then it just, now what music are they going to play? And if the manager, let's say Mia had told me to play salsa, I'll play salsa. Now I would have to just at least be analytical, like what salsa would it, for me to play salsa, what salsa should I play right now to get everybody engaged? Because from her perspective, she's like, I know this crowd already, and I know that they will dance salsa at this very moment. Now, me as a DJ is what's in my arsenal to play a certain salsa song to get them going. That's completely fine. On the other hand, if you ever had DJs that will be like kind of more, I got it, don't tell me what to do. That's a big issue.
Yeah.
It's very
That
arrogant.
goes back to communication. Why the nightlife is failing.
It is.
Now,
Right,
if he does his job, even it's just a certain amount of respect. Either way, this is not your boss, but this is somebody that's paying you for your service. And at least as far as me goes, if I'm being paid for a certain service, you're trusting me with my service, but I also have to trust you based on what's happening at this very moment. Do I agree with what you're telling me to do at this very moment that's going to profit the both of us in a certain way? Then sure. But there's moments where and maybe you can admit there are managers right there that would be like, I don't care, I'm just paying you, you're going to do what I want you to do, you're going to play this for me.
There are managers like that.
They are.
There are managers like that. And I've always tell everybody, I don't bother no one. As long as you do your job, I'm not on top of you.
Right.
But if you're not doing your job, I am going to nag. I am going to tell you, hey, do this or do this. Or you're not doing something right.
Right.
I'm not going to be the type of manager who's going to tell you, you know what? I don't like what you're doing. I don't like how you work. Get out. Because I'm not like that. If I can help you in a way where like, hey, you're losing the crowd, but if you do play this type of music or maybe switch it up a little bit, you'll pick it up again. But
However you do it, just
exactly.
get to this point,
right.
At some point, like in the next minute or so.
At the end of the day, listen, I'm gonna let you do your job because you're doing your job, but you're observing the crowd. Now, I've had DJs who don't listen, and who I've had DJs kick people out because of the music, and I'm like, what's going on? People are leaving now because of your music, so I'm losing business, and that pisses me off because I told you one time. I don't like repeating myself, so I told you. So now this is what you did. This is what you caused. I don't tell them I'm never booking you again because I do believe in maybe in a second chance. But damn, you see what I mean? You see what I was trying to tell you? But there's some DJs who don't like to listen.
So that's two things we're gonna agree on. First is the crowd's attention of the shift and change and the nightlife of people dancing and not interacting, and then it goes back to the seed of communication. But as Johnny said and as Mia Love said, I agree with Mia. I agree with her. Like, dude, I hire you to do a job, and I understand you have a passion for your job, but like at some point you're gonna be like, listen, I'm just getting paid. Now, if you bring in that full, strong energy to work that I hired you as the DJ to do, then I need to see your skills reflect to my business. Because me being a manager and you being a manager, and you being a DJ and you've done bartending, I think we could both agree, all three of us can agree, is the sense that I hired you to do a job, so I need you to understand that I hired you because I need to make money in my business. So I expect you to bring income to my business, entertain the crowd, that's one, and hopefully bring entertainment to my business, that's two. Now, what I'm kind of curious, just to put it out there, we all heard the expression, sex sells. We can try our best no matter what. It's always going to be a difference when it comes to sex. When we go out, we see the hot waitress, we see the hot bartender, we see the hot bottle girl. We always see that. So, Mia, you being a manager, that's a beautiful thing. Do you feel that you being a female is an intimidation or threat to the people you've worked with or hired, or your boss is hired?
Me being a female, I can say it was hard. I feel like it is hard for a female within this industry, to rise and to grow and to become, what they want to become. Only because, it's more of a, I felt before, it was more, what's the word? The male was more in charge, was more, oh my God, I can't get the word.
No,
Men being masculine?
Not masculine,
I-
dominant. So the male used to dominate more the nightlife. I always see males, not for nothing, but I guess, I want to say I'm probably the only female.
First thing first, shout out to you. Shout out, applause to you. I may be wrong, and if anybody in the comment section want to correct me, by all means, correct me. I'm all cool for that, and I appreciate you correcting me. But the only time I've ever seen a woman be fake manager in the nightlife will be bar management, which is like a made up job, or house mom in a stripper life, which is the manager putting a woman in charge of all the shorties because he doesn't want to do it or catch a lawsuit. But you, Mia, love being a manager, club, lounge, and having the skills to do all three jobs and still run the place. That I find, and I salute you heavy on that.
Thank you.
I salute you heavy on that because I'm only speaking on my experience, on the places I've gone, the people I've met, the places I've seen. And I'm 34, and I've only met one female owner of a club, and you are the number two who is a person running a club, management-wise, and that's about it. Anyone else is like, oh yeah, this is the head bar, or this is the bartender, but we made her bartender manager because anyone else that came, they would have to listen to her, ask her how to do this, or ask for advice. The house mom is the one that's gonna tell the dancers what to do, but the house mom still has to answer to the manager of the strip club, the supervisor of the strip club. So what you've done in the area of Queens, heavy shout out to you.
Thank you.
Heavy shout out
and
to
I
you.
Appreciate
And
that.
that's coming from both me and DJ Mark.
I appreciate that. Not a lot of people see it. Not a lot of people, they don't appreciate it. So now everything I've learned, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've learned it because of my prior boss, who's the female owner of a lounge. She taught me a lot, and till this day, there's a lot of respect and a lot of love for her.
Wow. I know.
A lot of respect and a lot of love for her. She taught me how to be a little more strong, a little more firm,
And shout out to her because I'm sorry, but I do know her, and she's very iron fist.
Yes,
strong.
she is.
I know
She's
what you're talking
very,
about.
very strong, and I always admired that of her. I was like, damn. And it's like, how little girls like, oh, I want to be that when I grow up. I was like, damn, I would love to be like her. Because of the way she is, she's very strong, very intelligent. She knows what she's doing in her business, and it's like, well, I admire that. Unfortunately, our time was done. We went our separate ways, and I thought I was done with the nightlife. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
You're back in.
I had 2 weekends off, and I had my now boss, call me and gave me the opportunity that I've been wanting for so long, without him knowing who I was. So for someone to give me the opportunity who didn't know me, it was like, wow, I appreciate it. And I try till this day. I've tried and I'm trying, to improve myself. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do, I have, there's a lot of people actually out there who tell you, I want you to be me. I want you to be like me. I want you to be this person. By the end of the time, when you're done, everybody's going to want you as, professional. So I admire that and I respect that and I appreciate that.
To add on what you said, that is very beautiful, very difficult, and is 99% not accomplished. If you guys haven't watched the Marlon Wayne episode with Mr. Shea, please go see that video. Shout out to him. In that episode, Marlon Wayne said himself, you can hire me, you can pay me, we get the job done. You try to cheat us, we walk out. You get somebody else to do the job, you want them to be like us, you can have all the ingredients, doesn't mean that it's going to come out the same. Any one of us can make a burger. DJ Marvin can make a burger, Mia Love can make a burger, I can make a burger. But if you like her burgers, you like his burgers, but we tried to imitate it with the ingredients, it may not come out the same. So anybody that's saying, oh, I want you to be a reflection of me, I could do the exact same thing you told me exactly to do, but doesn't mean it's gonna come out pictured the way you want it.
It might not, but it might come out better.
That's a fact, but being better can always be a threat to somebody else, because in the nightlife, just like in the real world, just like in any job, somebody's always trying to get above somebody. Why is this girl getting more tips than me? Why'd you put this dude before me, the DJ? I'm the closing DJ. Why is this person working? Or why we didn't get paid this? Or why is it this expensive?
I mean, at the end of the day, I found that very, it's more like a compliment. For me, it was like a compliment. It was more like a
threat?
No, not a threat. For him to say that, for my boss to say that, no, it was more like, wow. Now for me, it's like, this person is actually putting the work into me.
Okay.
What he wants me, I've been learning so many things. He's been teaching me so many things, and I'm like looking at everything, and now I actually know about the business more than I knew before. So it's like I'm doing, other different things within the business that is, I'm like, oh wow, and it's a lot of work, and I see that and I admire that from all the owners, all my bosses that I work with. I see how it is, and it's not easy. But for someone to tell you, I want you to be me or be the next me, and knowing the position that that person is in, I'm like, wow, I appreciate that. Okay, let's put in the work. As for me,
I think it comes with drive. So again, in DJing, you're really your own manager. If I could kind of maybe talk about your position, but more when I used to work in retail, I used to have one of my mentors. He wanted me to run a business the way he would run a business. And I mean, it's already, you can't see it as face value when somebody says like, I want you to be like me. But they're really saying in essence is that I need you to have that drive. I want you to be Mia Love, but as somebody that could reflect the same ideals and principles as I've had, to be respected, but to also work with your team. There's a boundary where they could see that, and I think from everything that you've learned and learning from these 5 years, that you're getting to that position. So to whoever this person might have taught you and how they work could be a lot different from what you are, but you guys have the same goal, which is basically making sure that we all have a great night as you're following through your team. You speak through your team. For me, what it was is exactly the same thing. Is that as long as I know how to work, where professionalism really stands out, but we could play a little, then that's fine. But it's also bringing back from playing, going back into being professional all over again. And I think that's something that's really important. Like, do you believe that, are you your own mentor's person, or do you feel like you're just Mia? Like you are your own person?
I am my own person.
Okay.
I am a person. Going to what you were saying is more like, yes, I've learned so much from these people, but I'm still me. At the end of the day, I still put like my little spoon of sugar. Where like, regardless, it's Mia. I might be more, it's crazy because there was I had an issue with one of the girls that were working with me. And I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? And I was talking to another waitress where I'm like, I don't think I'm the shit, but I'm the shit. Because
I like that
I
confidence.
made it. I feel no, I'm the shit because I feel like I
Nice.
worked my ass off to be where I'm at right now, you know. And I'm like, there's so many people that know me that I don't even know, you know, that know me. And for this waitress to tell me, Mia, what are you talking about? You are the shit. If you only hear what people say about you, if only you hear what staff say about you, if only you hear or you know how much the staff love working with you, consider yourself the shit. Like, you know. So I'm like, oh wow, for someone to say that to me, who I just started working with, it's crazy. And you'd be surprised what people have to say about you in a whole positive way. Because yes, I do have my negative ways. People, you know, they see me like, oh my gosh, she's conceited and...
So, you being a manager, and the question also goes to you, Johnny, as a DJ, and you being a bartender. I want to know, when you guys go out, do you compare other people's skills and other people's management to yourselves?
I feel like...
I mean, I'm not saying if it's a crime to compare and contrast, but
You don't personally know these people.
you don't.
But
No,
I know for sure.
I'm not saying to judge them.
No, right. But I'm saying in the sense like, well, you are technically judging them because you're comparing yourself to whatever they're doing because
But
you guys do the
first
same amount of work.
First impression means a lot. Like, yo, Johnny, let's go over here with Mia. Boom. And we had a bad time. That first time we went, that means a lot. You know?
Yeah, even after the first impression.
That's the thing, like, you being a DJ for so many years, bro.
So again, I'm pretty sure all these DJs have way more time than I do, and it's always good to criticize no matter what, because not everything that somebody does for so many years could be right or it could be correct. You know, because they all make mistakes. But I do find myself sometimes just like, oh, I could have played this, or I could have done this better. The transition wasn't right, whatever. Like I catch myself in those moments, and so what I'm noticing is that it's a bad thing. I shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Because again, these are people who've done it for so long, and it's just me. Like I just be in and out, to be quite honest. Like I'm confident enough knowing that I could do it, but there's just these moments where like I don't see myself in the nightlife all the time, only because it's just I choose not to. But I know my worth, and at the same time, it's just like I'm very picky about where I do my business at as well, because I wouldn't want to find myself to be in a business where I know exactly what I could give in, but they're just like, well, we don't really care about that. We just need you to do this, or there's these regulations, or whatever the case may be. Like you don't give me that.
It sounds like you're admitting that another reason why the nightlife is failing is because there are people. It's like not just you, but like people will admit that there are certain people I will not work with, certain places I will not work because I know my worth, I know my value. If I went to your place and I didn't like how I was treated there, but you want me to work for you, there's a 99% chance I won't work for you because.
And this is something that as the DJ, like, because they've already had this experience with this particular manager at this particular place, or just because they've heard.
Both.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, shame on you for going there again if you just didn't like it. Now, now the real reason is like, what's the incentive? Is it because you're getting paid a lot more? So it's just like, are you going to be treated a certain way just so you could get paid a little bit of bucks? I think that's just on you. If you want to do that, then that's completely fine. Now, well, you wouldn't know your value if you're getting shitted on by this whoever's serving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting shitted on, but you want to come back because the money is good. That is different. Again, that's all perspective. That's just the DJ that wants to do it. If I knew that though the pay was good, but I'm getting like shitted on, it's just like, yo, no amount of money will ever have me get disrespected by the same person twice. So I'll look for something else. And you know what? If they make their business, they make their business. And you know, that's if that's how they want to run it, then let them run it like that. But I'll go somewhere else. Because by the end of the day, you're not the only spot that's gonna pay me this amount of money at some point. Maybe not right now, but at some point I'm gonna reach that number again, but with a different management.
So, Mia, I'm going to end this video off because it's the third part and we're closing. Also with you, DJ Marvelous. I also want to ask both of you right now, when you guys are traveling vacation-wise, you ever like notice the party life? Florida, Jersey, PA, Philly, Chicago, LA. what is it that makes those areas when you go on vacation really fantastic when you're going out in the nightlife?
So big shout out to Cali. When I went out there, it was nothing but love. I went there just as a regular customer. We only been to one lounge, and it was not really different from a lounge here in New York City. Now, music-wise, you just cut off maybe like the Latin music. Like I didn't really hear too much, like reggaeton that we would hear, like old school reggaeton. I didn't hear nothing. I think I might have heard maybe one bachata song, salsa, merengue, but everything else was just like straight hip hop. Definitely heard a lot of house. And to me, it felt weird because again, it's just house music. I don't hear a lot of house music wherever I usually go to. Maybe sometimes it's not as played as it was before. The atmosphere all kind of feels the same, but I think the crowd is very different. I think because it's in Cali and they have their own culture there is a lot different than what we have here on the east side, and our culture way different. So I'm saying is like I saw less dancing. There's really not people dancing.
Let's be honest, like yo, straight up, it's like having a coin. One's head, one's tails. You know what? You know it's East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
So their music gonna be opposite of ours. Same as like if you move to the West Coast, you go to the West Coast, you're giving a pizza here, but you can have tacos over there. But I'm really surprised you say that about the being in LA. What about you, Mia?
Well, I've done Chicago.
Damn, girl.
I think a lot of people have done Miami. So I would say maybe Miami is a little similar to New York, but it does have its own different entertainment, which is like a little different and it's refreshing, Chicago was very different, even though the music was similar, but it's just the vibe, the people that's around, and it's more like, I don't know if I went to the wrong side of Chicago or, it's... No, not even. Not even. Because, I'm very outspoken. I'll say how it is. Like, I don't have no filters. And my girls used to be like, Mia, please be careful with what you say.
In the project, homie.
Right? And I was like, why? Like, no, like, I'm gonna express myself because I'm gonna express myself. They're like, oh, but they're gonna know you're from New York. Well, I'm like, well, I am from New York. But we went to this place. It was like a roof, and I thought it was very, very nice, very refreshing. The entertainment was different, and they did tell I was from New York. I don't know, it's the way I hold myself, or
I'm pretty sure
the way
Chicago has their own way of like looking at things. They just like knew like she's
from New York. But I felt very welcoming, And then Mexico, the parties in Mexico, the clubs in Mexico.
Different. Yo, being in
not
Cancun,
Cancun, because I haven't been. I'm Mexican, but I have not been to Cancun. But I went to the city. What was it, in September? And the clubs out there, the music they were playing was the music from here, but the way they were very hyped about it made me feel like, oh my God, it's the first time I'm listening to the song. When I've, heard it so many times here in New York. But here's like, again. But over there, it's just, I guess, the crowd.
the energy, the vibe,
everything. And I was surprised. I was like, oh my God, my people know how to sing this. They know the music. So I felt kind of like, okay, close to home, but then I'm not. And I thought I was really going to stand out because my Spanish is not, I have an accent. So
guilty.
People were like, I speak Spanish, like, oh, what part of Colombia are you from? I'm like, no, I'm Mexican. But it was very nice. So it's always refreshing to go somewhere else that's not New York for an entertainment.
Okay.
So if you ask me, Mia, do you want to go to Mexico? Do you want to go to Cancun? Do you want to go anywhere out of New York?
Talking vacation, like, yo, you want to go to Mexico? You want to go Cancun?
You want to go out? It's refreshing out, but I guess I'm down. But here, my days off, no, I'm good.
Okay. So let's do a little vote. Put that down real quick. Let's do a little vote. Can we vote that the nightlife is struggling? Take a shot right now if you think it is. One.
The nightlife is struggling?
Yeah.
Well, you would say that because you see it in different venues?
I mean, after we did this video.
I don't think it's struggling. I think it's going to have its...
Okay. Out of your travels, right? think the nightlife is struggling, even traveling?
No.
Same shit, different location?
No.
Same shit, different day?
No.
Okay. Can we agree, or are we going to disagree, that day parties are not the same as nighttime parties?
That they're not the same as
Yes.
they're not
You
the
got
same
Pizza
as.
Zoo, 9 a.m. bangers. Shout out to you guys. You got brunch. And yeah, brunch be turning up with mimosas. You know, you love your mimosas. You know, you love mimosas. But like, can you really put them in the same?
I think you could. The only difference is that the 9 a.m. shout out to y'all, Pizza Zoo. I've been going for these things for many years, and I love it since haven't been having a chance to go to these events, but I love what they do, and I think this is something I already said from way back when we talk about promoting in general.
Yeah.
It's the way they promote these events.
Actually, you're right.
And I think it played a big part of what they continue to do, because there's never not a time where they're not promoting something. Where
On
it's
their
like,
growth, like we remember when they just started, when it was just pizza and Hennessy at the basic parties, and they just
yeah, it was like flyers and all that,
Yeah,
from what I
it's
remember. Then
blew
at some
up.
point it drastically changed when they were started marketing a little bit better with these skits and these themes. And sometimes I know, like, when certain movies comes around let's just say for Halloween, they'll kind of play on that, or famous movies that are known to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Horror wise, they'll play on that. So I think that won't die as long as they continue to do what they do. And then the nightlife, same exact thing. We all know what's going on with them. It's just, how can we make it a little different?
communication. Funny thing is, though, to add on to what you're saying is, I've done brunch and I've done the day parties, and I like the party more in the daytime than at nighttime. And for some reason, I can't put them together, even though it's the same thing, just one's light, one's dark. It's the same thing, but I just feel a different energy. Like going to the summer pool club, shout out to the summer pool club. It was a lot of fun. Going to Pizza Zoo in Coney Island for the 10th anniversary, fire. It was a lot of fun. But then, I don't know, going out in the nighttime, it's the same thing. I just get a different feedback. So I guess I can say, in my point of view, I believe that nightlife is failing, but it's not dead. But anytime you want to do a day party, I feel like that's like the biggest trend right now.
Is it because they woken up out of their sleep already and they're just kind of getting their day going, and like the only way to enhance is because they're already drinking something? Because that's not how I was. There's never a point in time I ever told myself, like, yo, I'm gonna go to this event at 9 a.m. and right before I get to this event, I'm already taking shots at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then it's gonna get me going, and I could just exert myself. By the time I'm done with this, I'm gonna be tired and I don't want to do anything else. And I think in the nightlife, you're kind of already in them, and I think it's also with ages as well and all the experience.
Yeah,
You've done it so many
yeah.
times, and you're already old enough. It's just like,
Been
I
there, done that,
I
same
really
shit,
gotta go
different
out right
day.
now. I gotta get dressed. I gotta get. Hopefully, have an outfit to wear and all this stuff. And it plays on it. It's just like, okay, well, I'm here now. Same thing. I'm just gonna drink, and then I have to leave at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm just gonna go home.
Live for party.
You're like, you already finished your day. You're literally close to finishing your day, and now you just got a side quest. I gotta complete this mission and go to a club. In the morning, you just started your day. I'd be like, all right, I could exert myself however I want to, because I just woke up and I already planned it ahead. I'm cool in the morning, but nightlife is always gonna be there because people have jobs. You know?
If people want to party, they're gonna party.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
Day or night, they're gonna party. And I don't think the nightlife is failing. Somehow, if people want to be there, they're gonna be there. I've seen some spots that are packed every single night. Even if they come out, they always come out with this excuse. Oh, but you know, it's rent week.
Yeah, we know that.
It's rent week, okay? So that spot is empty, but this place is packed. There's no way we can use that as an excuse. There is no way, because if you want to go out, you're gonna go out.
Okay.
And if you know how to deal with your expenses and you know how to finance yourself, you'll be like, okay, this is my rent.
But as a manager that you are, do you take small minor factors and add it to your equation.
How so?
Well, it's rent week this month. Done. But yeah, you got people that live with their moms. You got people that live with their grandmothers.
Well, right, of course.
They
And
don't
trust
have,
me, I have
no
friends and
disrespect
everything.
to them. Everyone got their.
I know, yeah,
you
of
happy
course.
like that? That's you.
But then
But
you
you
have.
can't say like, dude, I got responsibilities. You don't. You don't. If somebody like you can say like, oh, I got my car. Mom got you that.
But I get what you're saying, but then where does that come in? Where if people want to party, they're gonna party. If people want to come out, they're still gonna come out. We all have responsibilities at the end of the day. I have friends who do, live alone and they do have to pay the rent, and they, they're more like, what, I'm not going out this week because I do have to pay my rent.
Yep.
And I get it, and I completely understand it. But if there's people there that if they want to go out, they will go out. And sometimes I see, and I can't remember who told me this, right? But and I used to do the same thing. No, it's rent week. That's why it's slow. I get it. And someone's like, all right, but look at over there.
I know.
Look over there.
I agree with you because I've seen
Look
it
over here.
in other spots. Like, oh, why is this spot crowded? Well, they're showing the game. They're showing that.
Not just
they
that.
have that. They got salsa night. They got karaoke night. They got Taco Tuesday. Some people just want to go out and have a meal or chill, have a drink.
Right, of course. But that's what I'm saying. If people want to go out, they will go out. So I don't think the nightlife is failing. There's always going to be someone out there. Like I said earlier before, I need a drink. There's always going to be someone who's
when I say it's failing, I'm sorry to cut you off. When I say it's failing, I want to go back to just more of the interaction part, where just like people are gonna find their way to go out just to do what they would want to do. But the moment they get to the places, like there's no sense of engagement. I personally don't like the sense of engagement, and if it's not just me, I'm just talking about anybody that likes
I agree.
to have people feel included. Because everybody feels secluded. Everybody's in their own table, taking their own pictures, having their own bottles. And in that perspective, I think, and in that part, it's failing within the club scene. Now, in general, no, it's always going to thrive no matter what. It just depends on like what's going to be the culture now. Like it's maybe people hopefully will understand when I say dancing, because it was a huge part. Dancing, correct me if I'm wrong, I know it was a big thing because of the movie Dirty Dancing.
I feel I wouldn't even be born right now without your parents dancing in the club.
From what I heard is that Dirty Dancing really started off, the movie Dirty Dancing.
Isn't that the one with John Travolta?
No, Mark Anthony.
No.
No?
The guy that played Ghost. Patrick
Oh,
Swayze.
Mark Anthony.
Yo.
That was another movie. My bad.
Somebody written out the wrong movie.
I was close.
Wait,
was
I'm
the
thinking now what movie.
Yeah, I'm thinking
was it?
Saturday Night Fever.
From what I heard is that Dirty Dancing was the movie that became the pinnacle of like more engagement of dancing, como pretalo. And then from there, with the music that started elevating more, kind of like they're all intertwined. So I know a big thing with growing up when I used to go, even this was like junior high school, so like 7th grade, 8th grade. The engagement was because of O Reggaeton.
Right.
O Reggaeton had you really like pegao, dancing with these girls, and that became a thing in the environment and the culture. Just people dancing, house parties, hookies, everybody doing exactly that.
Rest in peace to the homie Nah Lee's.
Then at some point, it started literally going into clubs. Then you had Bronx wine, you had
Husband and wife.
Choque, you had I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but Jersey Club kind of died out a little bit, but like you would kind of do not the choke, but like you're just kind of like just going like that at the same time, not like I gotta put
like
this thing
bang,
in.
bang, bang.
Yeah, bang bang. That's it. That's what you're doing for Jersey Club, and then that died out, and now it's just people kind of like dancing on their own. So what I mean by this, all those dances that we grew up with doesn't really happen anymore. And I think the biggest issue is TikTok. TikTok had diminished
You got guts
the
saying
point.
that. Rest in peace to TikTok in January.
They had people just dance on your own. You mean these?
I can already smell the
correct-
comments.
I see people
I can
dancing
smell the
with
comments.
But listen to this, and it's completely fine. They want to have these TikTok dances that are completely fine, but they've always done it alone. And if they didn't do it alone, the engagement wasn't because they were one-on-one together. They're just two separate people just doing a certain dance, and that's all it is. But with us, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely had a video of me dancing with somebody to a grinding song, and it was obviously on Facebook, but it was just like because we liked the song, whatever case may be, we wanted to showcase it because back then people made videos of them dancing with their partners. So like, and shout out Knowledge. RIP to Real One. I used to listen to Knowledge a lot. People make videos with his songs. I know this very one famous video. It was the two girls that were dancing in this apartment, and they were dancing with two other guys, and they're doing the Bronx Wine, and at some point they switch and all that. Like, they made videos like that.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't do that.
No.
The people that use TikTok as that platform, they don't do that. But you know what? It's a shift in culture, and dancing was a big part of it, because again, that's a sense of engagement. If you have that, while everybody's respectful on both sides, I think that's would probably help out in the nightlife a little bit more.
Have you noticed that? I'm sorry. I was gonna say.
Excuse me.
Have both of you guys noticed the decline in interaction and physicality in your travels, or only being in New York City?
You guys know.
I wouldn't know how to answer that.
I mean, to help you guys out, I've gone to Miami. Clubs in Miami, they not interacting. What I see in New York, I see up in Miami. But that's probably because people from New York City went to Miami. LA, I see people interacting, but like DJ Marvelous said, it's a polar opposite on how they do things. It's the same coin, but it's the other side of the coin. So I kind of get that too. If I'm used to bumping grinding, but they used to dancing face to face, I'm used to dancing back to back, I kind of get the shift. But in my travels, I can admit that the same way you can say same shit, different day, excuse my language, I've noticed that in my travels, I've seen the nightlife in New York City go to other locations in different states. And that's just me speaking of my experience. I would like to know, have you two noticed that in your travels just picking up? Well, I mean, Mia, you already answered that when you was in Mexico, which is a country. You didn't see that. You seen people actually
yes, I have. Like I was gonna not getting off topic because we're still on the same topic, but
right.
It's more like if you have not the power, but if you have that easy way to get people involved with each other, that's awesome. And I have personally been able to gather groups in the same venue and gather and have them socialize and have them interact.
Whose job is that? Is that the DJ's job, or that's just generally the club's energy?
I don't know. Maybe I consider. I don't know. I've been able to do that myself. I did it as a promoter when I was a promoter.
Right, because it's your
I
job to
introduced, of
socialize,
course, and I introduced a lot of
interact.
people. A lot of my friends know my other friends, and vice versa. And, they go back and forth, and it goes on because I've been able to get everyone together. And when I get everyone together, I've had the opportunity to step back and watch that happen. And I've seen them dance bachata, merengue, salsa, reggaeton. I've seen them done everything. But if you could do that as a promoter, if you could do that as a DJ, if you even as a manager, get everyone together, then I don't see why it's so difficult now for people not to be socialized or, been, what's the word you used? Or
just they're not engaging.
No, there you go, not engaging.
Right. We'll be right back after this message. Left off on a conclusion on if we think the nightlife is failing, and we kind of voted that we don't think it's failing, but it definitely is shifting. Communication is key. You have to remember, you have to communicate. If you want to run the nightlife and be in this business, communication is key. Coming from DJ Marvelous and Mia Love, you have to remember that, and that's coming from both of them.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a relationship. If there's a communication, there's nothing, being able to run an establishment with the DJs, with the promoters, with the staff included, it's a lot of work. And I feel like we are the ones that make the party. So if we don't work together, there's no communication, so we don't provide that service that we are meant to provide for every client, every customer. So we work, I always tell my team, if we don't work as a team, it's not gonna happen. But
I definitely agree with you. And like I said previously, earlier, being with the travel that we've all three done, we've noticed that nightlife is kind of similar from where we're all from in our background. Day parties is killing it, like DJ Marvel said. It's coming out. It's always been there, but it knew when the right time to come, and now it's time. Times is changing. Maybe people just don't want to do what they do at nighttime because they have so much to do at daytime with responsibilities. No matter what age you are, it's just a lot you have to do. Whereas if you want to just like DJ Marvel said, you want to just start your day off right now, boom, yo. You can get dressed, shower. I'll probably go out of work. Right now, I'll probably go after work, and it's still early. The sun is out. Got my glasses on. Yeah, so when I got like a suit, tie, or one of my work clothes, I'm still gonna go out and party. Versus you go home, tired. You want to rest. The happy hour's over. You want to shower again, and when you come out the shower, you gotta like find what you're gonna wear tonight. It's a little.
It becomes a task. It's just like you're being forced to do it, and not forced in a sense like someone's making you do it, but it's just like you want to go out, but you're technically forcing yourself to be like, all right, well, I got to get ready and I got to make this effort to get to this place, and I got to go through all these hurdles in order to do it. And then by the time I get here, now it's what am I going to be expecting of this place that I might have heard so much about in regards to their nightlife. Like, is it going to be fun or is it not going to be fun? And that's really the point of it.
But what if you have these people who are actually excited and have already planned their night? So we're like, oh my God, I'm getting out of work. I'm going to go home, eat something, take a shower. I already have my outfit set. I'm excited. I'm going to meet, my friends. I'm going to go out and, have a good time. I need to have a good time after this stressful day. Remember we spoke about that, like.
Well, most of those people, you're going to get most of those people. So most of those people is what makes the nightlife thrive, because you have if you have lined up 10 people, out of those 10 people, maybe 2 or 3 are gonna find it to be a little annoying, be like, I gotta get to this place because of whatever.
Of course.
And then you have the rest of the people who are just like, I'm ready to go out and really have a great time. And I think the nightlife in itself depends on those people, because those are the ones that are gonna be like, I'm gonna spend money, I'm gonna bring a certain crowd, and I'm gonna enjoy what's gonna happen tonight. And I think it's just as long as we have that sense of crowd, then there's always gonna be something for the nightlife to continue.
That's beautiful.
And what kind of person do you consider yourself as? The person that you're dragging because you're going out, or the person that you're excited and ready and you've planned it out and I'm ready to go out? Because I've just found out something. I found something out of myself that I didn't expect it, and a lot of people told me I was this type of person, but I didn't. I never recognized it until this conversation. That's why I'm asking you, what kind of person you consider yourself?
I find myself to be very outgoing. I'm very social. So when I do go out, I'm very keen on, again, with the whole dancing thing. Like, I just want a sense of engagement of others. And to be quite honest, even if I would talk to said person, whoever I dance with or whatever, it's as long as I'm able to dance and enjoy myself without having to be in one place, I think I've done enough. I'm just like, okay, I enjoyed it, but that's just me. Again, some people may not want to dance and they just want to enjoy themselves. Maybe in that sense, if they have that accomplishment for that night, that they enjoy themselves without having to do that, they're perfect. So it's like everybody has a certain agenda what they want to do for that night.
Right.
And it always goes back to just like, did I have fun tonight by doing what I wanted to do at this night? Whether it be drinking, somebody wanted a hookah, be like, yo, as long as I go over here and I get a hookah, I'm good. Just those certain things. So as long as, and I know in clubs in general, that it's kind of one or the other. You can't have alcohol license and have a hookah license, but that's just a whole different topic. But let's just say for just the consumer itself, just as we know, we want both things. So as long as we have that platform, it's just like sky's the limit. We could do what we want and we could still find a way to enjoy ourselves. And for me as that person, it's just like, I would like there to be hookah. And I like there to
So you look forward to going out?
Do I look forward? Yeah. If there's a time and place for me to go, I would like to go. Do I go all the time as I used to before?
Definitely
Not
not.
not
Times
anymore.
change.
Time
Times change.
comes up to you. Time comes up to you, but everybody's gonna just want a night out, just like to have a good time with their friends, their family.
I
whatever it might
guess
be.
what we all. I guess in this video, the way we're gonna end it off, everyone is. I guess we are trying to cope and understand and comprehend how people go out in today's society to spend money just to take a photo and be bored when I can just be lounging in a hotel like we're doing now or hanging out with my friends in a bar, DJ Marvelous and me in love, having a good time at night or in the daytime for a date event. So I will end this video off saying that as long as there's liquor and PMA, positive mental attitude going strong, the nightlife will forever go, but it will forever shift. And as long as each generation is processing and coming through, can continue to thrive with that shift, it really won't die, no matter where you at. But you've been to one, you've been to the mall, usually all the same. But I hope anyone that's watching this will enjoy going out. Come out tonight, go out tomorrow, plan it out. But as long as you're with people you care about, you love, you're gonna have laughs with. Yes, you got bad service, you can have bad music, you having laughs with that shot with your friends. This is your boy, France Kid, with me in love, and DJ Marvelous. And this is NFS Stories, you guys. Have a beautiful night. Peace.